This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Guy calls for more police in St. Mary amid a spike in crime. Dr. Maurice Guy, Member of Parliament for Central St. Mary, has called for the Police High Command to put more boots on the ground following a spike in criminal activities in the parish. Dr. Guy suggested that migrant criminals have been invading St. Mary. He said Wednesday night's major robbery at the Western Union outlet in Highgate is an example of criminals overrunning the parish, noting that the security guard was tied up and the outlet's vault removed. Dr. Guy said the incident is proof that criminals are on the loose in Highgate.
The fact that we have had last night a significant robbery, my understanding is that the security guard was tied up and that the Western Union's office were broken into and the safe removed, suggests that the elements who are responsible for not only for robbery but also for shooting are on the loose, quote-unquote, in Highgate. It is probably because of how we have existed all along in terms of being a sort of peaceful community that they feel that they can take advantage of it. The fact is too that we have a shortage of policemen in this area, in that the station does not have its full complement of policemen to give us better patrols, especially during the day and the night.
7 persons remanded in connection with $100 million ganja bust. 7 persons who were charged in connection with a $100 million ganja bust in Clarendon last week were remanded when they appeared before the Clarendon Parish Court yesterday. The 7, 6 men and 1 woman, were taken into custody after the police intercepted a convoy of 3 motor vehicles in Clarendon Park on September 21. The charges were laid on Monday after the 7 were interviewed in the presence of their attorneys. Among them is Gary Rogers, 43, a taxi operator of Mountainside District in St. Elizabeth, who is charged with possession of, dealing in, trafficking and taking steps to export ganja. According to the prosecution, when cautioned, Rogers said, "A charter may get charter for carry the ganja to St. Thomas." The others facing charges of dealing in and trafficking ganja are George Richards, 38, a fish vendor of Mancheniel, Portland; Emmert Sons, 32, a taxi operator of Scotts Run, Portland; Marvin Watson, 42, a National Water Commission technician, also of Scotts Run, Portland; Barrington Gale, 45, a fisherman of Mancheniel, Portland; Sidney Stevens, 42, a fisherman of Old Harbor, St. Catherine; and Carol Kelson, Marvin Watson's 54-year-old common-law wife, a farmer of Rowlands Field, St. Thomas. Courtney Rowe, the attorney representing Gale, Sons, Stevens, and Watson, made an application for bail, but presiding judge Justice M. Roper said the application was premature. Roper said the Crown needed more time for verification, including that of addresses, given the fact that the accused lived outside the parish. The court heard that a total of 21 knitted bags of compressed vegetable matter resembling ganja were found in the Toyota Voxy being driven by Rogers. The court also heard that the bags were packed from the floor to the ceiling of the vehicle and the contents weighed 1,213 pounds. The Toyota Axio driven by Watson was said to have contained 2 pounds of loose vegetable matter resembling ganja, and the Toyota Wish being driven by Sons contained some 8 ounces of loose vegetable matter resembling ganja. Rowe argued that investigating officers informed his clients that they were being taken into custody in relation to the small quantities of ganja found in the Toyota Wish, for which Sons and another of the accused declared ownership of the ganja that was for personal use. He added that his clients were taken to the Mapen police station where they were granted station bail, but whilst waiting to be processed, they were told that they should remain in custody because officers from Clarendon wanted to interview them in relation to what is said to have been found in the Voxy, so it was at that time, for the first time, they were being told about a Voxy, the vehicle said to have been carrying more than 1,200 pounds of ganja, being found with vegetable matter. Rowe said his clients were then taken to the Lioneltown lockup pending interviews with investigators from the narcotics. He chided the investigating officer claiming he had been given a runaround on the status of his clients. The court is also awaiting fingerprint, forensic, and antecedent reports. The accused are to reappear in court on October 10. Mother of missing Bloods gang member says son is dead. The mother of one of the alleged members of the Clarendon-based Bloods gang, who broke down in tears on Wednesday in the Home Circuit Court, says she is convinced that her son, who has been missing since last August, is dead. A prosecutor in the case in which the defendant, 32-year-old Stephen Williams, is charged, notified the judge on Wednesday that the man is presumed dead and that he has never attended any of the hearings in the Home Circuit Court. He has been missing since August 5, Williams' mother told the court before breaking into tears. She also told the court that a missing persons report was filed by his girlfriend, which was confirmed by the detective in the matter. Williams' surety, who bailed him when the matter was before the Clarendon Parish Court, further indicated that he last saw him while the case was on the way at the court in May Pen. The presiding judge, however, said that she could not release Williams as the court has to be furnished with proof that he is in fact dead. The prosecution and the police were instructed to bring proof to submit to the court. Following the court hearing, the distraught mother reiterated in an interview with the news that her son is dead. "Me believe say him dead, and people are saying him appear to them in a dream like him dead," she said, while noting that she has been struggling to cope with his disappearance. "Me cry till me have headache," she said, describing her accused son as the best among her 7 children. According to her, it is rumored that he was killed by his friends. "To my knowledge, I feel say them do away with him, cause he's a man when not stay away from him family, and any hardship when him did fi face with the law, him a face it," she said. The grieving mother, who said she had often spoken to her son about the company he was keeping, is appealing to anyone who has information about his disappearance to share it with the police so that family can get closure. In the meantime, Williams' co-accused George Robinson and Abigail Hydal appeared via Zoom and were remanded, while Travis Hardy and Franklin Miller did not appear because of technical difficulties. A 6th defendant, Alex Miller, who the court heard was on bail, did not attend the court and a bench warrant was issued for his arrest. A date for plea and a case management hearing was scheduled for October 11. The Bloods gang, which operated in southern Clarendon, is alleged to have been engaged in extortion and multiple contract killings. 2 alleged members of the gang this year pleaded guilty to several charges, including murder, and were sentenced to life in prison. Michael Black, 18, who pleaded guilty to 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of illegal possession of firearm, and 3 counts of robbery with aggravation, is to serve 20 years and 3 months before he is eligible for parole. The other convict, Travis Gilman, pleaded guilty to a range of serious crimes, including 3 murders, and was sentenced to a total of 210 years in prison. However, he will be considered for parole after serving 25 years, as his sentences are to run concurrently. Gilman's role in the gang allegedly included hiring gunmen, purchasing guns for them, transporting them to commit murders, and ensuring that the hitmen were paid for their services. Some Jamaicans in Florida suffer property damage from Hurricane Ian. A number of Jamaicans who live in Florida, which sustained a direct hit from Hurricane Ian, have suffered property damage. In an interview with the news on Thursday afternoon, attorney Wayne Golding, a member of the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council in Florida, said the council is concerned particularly about the Jamaicans living in Fort Myers and Port Charlotte, which faced the brunt of the destruction and the flooding. Mr. Golding said a significant number of Jamaicans live in those areas, and while it is still unclear how they all fared, he is confident that whatever their needs are, they are going to be taken care of.
With regards to our Jamaicans right across the state of Florida who have been impacted by Hurricane Ian, we're especially concerned about those who live on the West Coast, especially in the areas of Fort Myers, Port Charlotte, that took a big hit. They had some flooding and property damage because, of course, the storm came on land in that geographical area, and we do have a significant amount of Jamaicans living in the area. However, with all the services provided by the state and other community groups. We are sure that whatever their needs are is going to be taken care of. And as well as those others impacted right across the state, they have a very good system set up with shelters, relief for anybody impacted by Hurricane Ian. The area of probably Palm Bay, Melbourne, which is on the eastern side of the peninsula of Florida, also houses a lot of Jamaicans. We have been waiting for news from our community leaders to see if there is any significant impact on the Jamaican population. But as I said before, we are confident that with all the services available, they will have access to those services if they have been negatively impacted. This was a very, very, very strong storm. We're hoping that everybody fared well. And so far, so good. No negative news as far as loss of life or loss of limb.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.